the pioneers, the visionaries who dare to redefine an industry. For the first time in history, a single entity luxury real estate brand is launching globally. Not a franchise, not a collection of disconnected offices. One name, one standard, one vision across the world. Aperture is more than a brokerage. It is a movement, a community of discerning visionaries, tastemakers and connoisseurs who see the world through a different lens. We do not follow tradition. We are setting the new standard. Our agents are not merely real estate professionals. They are artisans of experience, hand-selected for their expertise in the luxury space. We offer a network unlike any other, a global referral system designed to connect the elite to the elite, ensuring maximum exposure for the world's most coveted properties. Aperture is the first luxury brand to offer targeted television commercials, placing the world's most exceptional homes in front of the most exclusive buyers, directly, personally, precisely. And for those who demand more than luxury, we introduce Unobtainium, a rewards program unlike any other, offering one-of-a-kind experiences that money alone cannot buy. This is more than buying and selling homes. This is Aperture, the first brand to bring global luxury real estate together under one name. With an elite presence in the most coveted cities around the world, Aperture is redefining what it means to live without limits. Your vision, your focus, your exposure, your aperture.
Good afternoon. Today we are fortunate to welcome Martha Johnson. I first met Martha in New York, November 2025. And my first impression of Martha was super friendly. You are so warm. You are so welcoming. That was my first time. I did not know anybody. I knew Robert Palmer invited me, but then you make me feel so comfortable. So first, Martha, I just want to thank you for your warmth and for those of you who don't know, Martha Johnson sold about $500 million of transaction in a year, and that's the first time I met you. You are one of the founding partners of Aperture, and when I first met you, you speak so highly about Aperture, about LPTA, and I was like, wow. I get so excited when I see you. Welcome, Martha Johnson, to our podcast today. And welcome, welcome. Good to see you.
Rudy, thank you so much for having me. You know, you say I was a ball of warmth, you were a ball of warmth. And, I think we're entrepreneurs, right? We're trying something new, we're leaning in, we're betting on technology and our phenomenal leader of Robert Palmer, but it's great people that make a great business. And meeting you was such a bright light for me as well. Just both our conversations on a deep level of how we're running real estate firms and what we want to see our trajectory for our agents and teams, and just you as a human, I so enjoyed. So I'm so honored. Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm happy to be here.
You are too nice. You are too kind. Now, seriously though, for those of you who never met Martha, make sure you, when you get a chance to meet her, you know what I'm talking about. She just hug you and she make you feel at home. Now, Martha, why don't we share to everybody what you told me 4 months ago in November 2025? You give me this vision. You shared a story about LP because I was there about LPT Realty. I was looking into LPTA, and then you explained to me, Rudy, do you know what the A in LPTA? I was like, I don't know anything about anything. So, Martha, why don't you share with everybody about your story, about your excitement, about why LPT, about Aperture. What is Aperture? What is LPTA? Everything that you told me, I'm not sure if you remember back in November 2025, because I have so many real estate agents. ask me about the same question that I asked you back in November 2025. What is LPT? What is LPTA? What is Aperture? And why LPTA? So why don't we start with your story, Martha? Thank you.
I'd love to. So I've just spent the last 9 years with a development firm. And but prior to that, I had my own real estate firm here in Big Sky, Montana. And the big development firm who owns all the private club communities and the town center where we are purchased my real estate company to get both our intellectual capital and the talent in our real estate company to come start their foundational real estate company to sell their developer product at Spanish Peaks Mountain Club in Moonlight Basin. And it's a very different world going from a traditional real estate company where you're out hustling for whether it's your developer clients or one-offs or throwing buyer parties. And when you're with a development company, we still represented those third-party clients, but we were laser focused on launching and selling and absorbing into the market as quickly as we could the different neighborhoods in these private club communities. And I sold $3 billion in 8.5 years for them. So tremendous success, incredible opportunity to learn. And I also partner with my son, who's in his 20s, is a better version of myself. He's Martha Johnson 2.0. He's Charlie Johnson. And really, what I love about a traditional real estate company is the foundation you get to build your own book of business, or if you want to do your own development, if you want to, if you've got a good client that you want to, waive your commission or cut your commission, you really want the deal. You don't have that ability when you work for a development company. So I was really itching to get back to the foundations of a real estate company, but I didn't really want to start my own company because of how cutting edge technology is right now and how big a part it plays in the success of our day-to-day book of business and what our luxury clients are expecting to hear from us and have cutting edge materials. So I had gone through the community that I live in and met with all the big real estate firms, and they're all the same firms in your neck of the woods. And they would promise me the moon, and I would say, thank you very much, and leave, and thought, they have really good people working for them. Why aren't they doing that for them already? And I don't want to be the person that they're going to focus all of that on or have to beg them for it. So it took a few years to make this change, but Robert Palmer, serendipitously, is very good friends with one of my business partners. And he'd been asking me for 4 or 5 years to meet with Robert. He has a home here in the Yellowstone Club in Big Sky, Montana. So it was very easy to finally say, yeah, let's have coffee. And I was feeling a little jaded, like, here we go again, another real estate interview. And I could not have been more wrong, which was such a refreshing conversation. What I thought would be 15 minutes, niceties, great job, this is what we do. The vision and the trajectory that Robert Palmer and his team are taking LPT and Aperture Global on. LPTA is the stock market ticker symbol for the combination of the two sister companies, Aperture Global and Listing Power Tools. He delivered Aperture Global out of LPT, realizing when you're in a luxury market, and that number can ebb and flow in different communities. In some communities, luxury's $1 million. and some at 600,000. In our market, it kind of starts at 5 million, 10 million, 15, and goes up from there because of the anchor of the Yellowstone Club and then the sister clubs, Spanish Peaks Mountain Club and Moonlight Basin. So by way, I call myself Forrest Gump, that I ended up in Big Sky, Montana 40 years ago. It's actually 38 years next month, and came out, and this was a tremendous ski mountain, but it was cowboy country down along the Gallatin River. The first, I worked on a dude ranch. I moved out here for a summer from Philadelphia. The first, bar we went to, big barn door opened up and a cowboy and a sheep herder sitting at the bar, and they're throwing shots, doing shots, throwing them over their shoulder and shooting at them, through the roof of the cabin and out the door. And I just saddled right up next to them and wanted to find out who they were. And when you found out that they were real cowboys and sheep herders, I didn't know a slice of the world existed like that anymore. And that was in 1988. So we're in Big Sky, right down here, right next to Yellowstone National Park. And I knew I didn't want to leave. And so I knew I had to figure out how to make a living to stay here. And I like my creature comforts coming from the East Coast, but I also like how none of that matters here. The buyers, who've evolved over the last 30 years that I've been in real estate, they're the breed coming for a slice of the Old West as well. They're not as impressed with the trappings as they are the great ski day, the great fishing day. In the spring right now, the browns, or excuse me, the rainbow trout are spawning. So it's great rainbow fishing. In the fall, that translates to the brown trout running. It's more about kind of celebrating this incredible beauty we're in. And then the real estate comes secondary. So selling lifestyle is so important to us out here. And I am going to circle this back to Aperture Global. And when I met with Robert that morning, and he has all the strong foundations from contract language and contract negotiation, any training you could possibly imagine. But when it came to what resonated with me, it was the technology forward, exceptional marketing. I hope some of you have experienced the seller boxes that we get for listings. And we take it to an even higher level on the Aperture, the luxury side, and it blows our clients away. And you get very few shots when you're in the luxury market. When you have the opportunity to meet with someone, you get one opportunity, and that's it. They're busy building their billion-dollar empires. So to be able to meet with that owner or that buyer you have to be so very prepared. And I felt like Robert Palmer was that partner who gets it and delivers it for us. And it really, even since then, if I pick up the phone to call him, to call Michael Valdez, our CEO and president, any of the team, they answer, and they know if I'm calling, Rudy, if you're calling, there's some action that's needed, and it happens immediately, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. How can you explain that, right? The support from the leadership, because we are in business with people. In fact, you mentioned about Michael Valdez. I think he's coming to Anaheim next month. We open up a new office. There was a team from other brokerage. They joined LPT Realty. They opened up a new office in Anaheim, and Michael Valdez actually come to host a private mastermind. I was like, wow, right? So that's the kind of support that we are talking about. Now, going back to your luxury world,
Yes, yes,
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So when you talk about technology, can you give like some of the practical tools that real estate agents can understand? Because I'm sure, like like you, Martha, you did about $500 million by yourself. Later on, you describe how your team is made up, but you do what a team of hundreds of people are doing in a marketplace. So I guess the mind. Why don't we start with the mindset? Because we have real estate agents who's been in business for a while and they're like struggling. I want to break into a luxury market, but I like what you shared last week. The way you treat the clients actually is the same no matter what price range they are. It's from the client's perspective, it is always luxury in their house. And so I listened to you last Friday, and that's when I reached out to you. I was like, wow, your mindset is powerful, and that can be applied in any price range. So let's talk about real estate agents who need help and guidance in any market on any price range.
So maybe we can boil it down to how to find that market, how to find that. I'm a big believer in establish a niche market. Um, if everybody's running to the new neighborhood in town, go the opposite direction. Because if that neighborhood is being rolled out and executed, these neighborhoods, these clubs, these niches, these towers that are being created take years in planning before you can execute a physical product to bring to market for real estate agents. So if I can say one thing, go find a niche area where you know there is new development, or maybe you know it's older homes and they're going to be turning soon. People age out, they downsize. Pick a market. You want to be the downsize specialist. You want to be the upsize specialist. But don't be a jack of all trades, master of none. Pick that niche. If you're a tower in a certain area, know everything about it. Know who delivers food after hours, who will come in and tire. Know every resource a human could interact on in that niche. Um, and really narrowing that down, you may have some trepidation, but if that's all you do and you bombard that market with communication and update and market stats and helpful hints of, like I mentioned, maybe here in Montana, we have to switch snow tires this time of year. We pull our snow tires off and put our new summer tires on. Who's the resource that will come to your home and do it and make it that much easier? Because your life is not about waiting in line to get your tires rotated or tires changed out. So those little nuggets of wisdom, start building your reputation as the professional in the area, the go-to. You know everyone. You know who cuts grass, who washes windows, who walks dogs, who cleans pools. I would assume you have pools in your area. Up here, we have hot tubs. Narrow it all down and then start with that. You want to know. You want to know who the trucking companies are, the well drillers, the septic people, the contractors. A great way, again, to go into that niche area is to attend your local county planning and zoning board meetings. Just sit. You're gleaning information because you want to be the go-to. You don't want to be the guy that goes, oh yeah, I heard about that. I'll make some calls and get back to you. You got to be the guy that everybody, or gal, that everybody goes to. I'm a big proponent. I think most people in real estate have a higher emotional IQ than most. It's why we're good in the business. It's why we can bring buyers and sellers together or work with an agent on the other side of a deal successfully. We have a higher emotional IQ than most. Pay attention to that. And remember, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. I have found, especially the more successful I am, if I can help a junior agent that's bringing me an offer on the other side and is ultra aggressive, just slow down the process and break it back down into A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and do it with some patience and kindness. And that doesn't mean I'm not firm. It doesn't mean that I will let someone walk over me. But I think we are in a human business, and there's a lot of stress in this world right now. And if we can be kind and help each other elevate our curb appeal of how we handle conversations with each other, just because I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of success in Big Sky, and it is in a niche area, I always try to ask questions that I can build, I know will nurture a conversation and a relationship to take the anxiety nerves out of maybe presenting an offer to me or asking me questions, to take that off the table. We're humans. We're representing clients that are investing, whether it's $1 or $100 million, they're investing something and they believe in you. So take that seriously, but that does not mean that you're unkind to the agents on the other side of the table from you.
That's that's a good one. Martha, I think we have some a little bit technical. Can you still see me?
Yes, I can see
All
you.
right. Okay. Good. 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 All right. Just whatever. Okay, Martha. So, why can you last question, unless you have anything else to share, um, right now, can you walk us through, if you as much as you can share, maybe about when you gone through that interview process, going back to your initial interview process, as you look at different platforms, as you look at different brokerages to scale and continue to grow your business, and maybe this is a good opportunity for you to talk about, share about your team now. Later on, I can share everybody your website. So can you share some of the pro and cons, some of the things that attract you to why you finally decided about Aperture, like about LPTA, like why LPT, why Aperture, and walk us through that thought process.
Again, the marketing, the technology, but the humans in leadership. Um, that's so important. You know, I'm sure we've all of you have someone you admire, whether it's a teacher, a coach, um, uh, a broker in real estate, a mentor. Um, and typically it's because they're nurturing. They could be tough love. And it's the Aperture Global team checked every box in all of that for me, but most importantly for my son, Charlie, who's been in real estate 7 years, but to have the foundation to grow and mature and grow his own teams. And the framework, the structure is there, and the humans have an enormous amount of experience, and that is not something you get often. And the FaceTime that you get with them. For example, Michael Valdez is coming to Anaheim to meet with you at your new location. They care, and they're going to do everything they can to ensure your success.
Can you share a little bit more about your team, Martha? Like, I'm looking at your website here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a group, and we have all worked together for the past 8.5, 9 years. And they all came from our development firm over with me. They're all independent agents. There's a couple of teams. Matt Zaremba and Alan Potts are a team. But right now, we collaborate weekly on new technology, new tools we're finding within Aperture and LPTA. But we're Um, we have a lot of tentacles out in a lot of different areas. Um, so we're just learning how to grow into that full team mentality. Uh, right now, we're still working fairly, like Charlie Johnson and I are a team, Suzanne and Maisie are a team, Matt and Alan are a team. Otherwise, fairly kind of independent, but we're under the same umbrella. So we're just starting our journey to now that we have our sea legs under us and our clients have come on board because everyone asks, what is Aperture? And so we have our story we share similar to what I'm sharing with you. And that really at the end of the day, I think the real estate industry is very stale. And I think that's why we're seeing a big shakeup with the anywhere buying everyone. And I am grateful I'm not part of any of that. I just think you become a cog in the wheel versus have the opportunity to shine, to grow. And LPTA is the team to do it with because they allow you to have your own personality shine through. You're not homogenized, kind of a one size fits all. You still can really distinguish yourself amongst the market and create that niche, and they'll help you do it. They've got the tools to do it.
Awesome. And is this the best place for real estate agents here? If we have got clients here who's looking for some luxury deals moving, and for real estate agents all over the world, if they want to connect with you, like what is the best way to connect with you?
Well, they can call me. I answer my phone. I do not have people that answer my phone or do my contracts. You want
That's
to
awesome.
text me? Rudy, you text me. You want to call me? Call me. And if I can't answer, I will return your call. We have an office manager, but I feel in the luxury market space, when you get a chance to have the CEO of Chubb Insurance call you, you better answer your phone because if you don't, they're going to go to the next one. And that you really don't get a second chance. So I answer my phone. Um, I do have an auto responder if I can't take a call to call my partner, Charlie. Um, but we're busy. We are always available, and that's really hard, but you have to be. Um, I do my showings, I write my contracts, and then I turn them over and stay involved through closing with my teams because I'm out with clients all day. I can't also be running the paperwork and closing the deals, but I'm acutely aware of every single detail of the contracts because I wrote them. Um, I know that's not how everybody works, but it keeps you vested with your client. They know you have their best interests in mind when you are talking to them on the phone, strategizing about complicated language going into contracts to protect them, but not kill a deal. So it's an incredible learning opportunity. And really, I would encourage everyone to write their own contracts. Learn how to do that. Most people have contract managers now, but again, it keeps you relevant as the go-to, the consummate professional in an industry that is quickly becoming AI generated, where you can become irrelevant quickly.
Yeah, that's a good one, Martha. I noticed, Martha, the high performance, like you, for example, you say, well, call my cell phone. That's Martha Johnson's cell phone numbers up on
That's
the
my cell
screen.
phone. Yeah.
And I noticed even when I first met Robert Palmer, when I with Michael Faldas, I noticed something, Martha, when I hang out, what I learned from my first meeting with you and Michael Faldas and Robert Palmer back in November 2025, what I noticed is that all the high performance individual, they respond in their cell phone within seconds. That's amazing.
We try
And
to.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing, right?
If
How can you
if
do
I'm
that, right?
out with a client, I won't take a call, but I have an autoresponder that says, here's, or I'll hand the phone to Charlie. So they can get and say, I am so sorry. We are currently on a property tour with clients right now, and I will not be disrespectful to my clients and take a call, but Charlie can and say, thank you so much. We understand. Let us wrap this up and we'll get right back to you.
Yeah, we are having a little bit technical difficulties here. Like we lost your video. That's why I'm showing, that's why I'm showing Martha Johnson
Okay.
website now. So, Martha, see if you can fix it. If not, no problem. I will
I
just
don't know what
continue.
I could do on my end.
But no problem. All
I
right.
can,
So we are, yeah.
yeah.
The audio is good, so we're gonna continue. We lost the video, but the audio is good, so that's why I'm switching to because I get a lot of message here. Hey, what happened with the audio, the video? We lost the video. Audio is good, so we are showing. We are navigating the website here. Last question. I know I would say the last question, but Martha Johnson, just fun facts. When you did 500 million dollars transaction. I think it was just mainly you and your son. Am I right? In 2024.
Correct. Yes.
So how did you do just for a fun fact, right? So how did you actually do it? Can you describe what kind of transaction that you're doing? Because how did you basically you and your son close $500 million of transaction in 2024? Like what kind of deals are we talking about?
We did that for about 12 years straight, too. And it is exhausting. But God bless my husband and kids, that they stayed with me. Um, it, it's it's all in. We like I said, lifestyle is very important. So we're constantly taking clients out to dinner. And my son's been with me about the past 7 years. And he's been an enormous help because he'll take a gang skiing and I'll take maybe the mom and girls aren't as diehard to go take the tram up and ski off the peak. So I'll take them snowshoeing or Nordic skiing or hiking. And you are just busy all the time. And I think everybody in this business knows it goes in cycles. And when you hit a cycle, you got to be available. I truly say I am in the service industry. I am at my clients' discretion. And without my husband's help with the children when they were in school, but we are also a summer and winter sales cycle. The spring and fall are pretty quiet. And that's when we step back, take a deep breath, knock the dust off. I always say the urgent gets in the way of the important. So we have to go back to what's important and make sure our social feeds are out there. My website, this website, Luxury Big Sky Homes, is grossly outdated. I'm looking at it. Lifeinbigsky.com is definitely more updated. And those are just things with a small team and running as lean as we do. We have a support. There is a third person that helps us with contracts, marketing, a jack of all trades that we do the deals, throw them at her, and she closes them and then keeps the nuances and all the lanes flowing smoothly. How do you do it? It's, again, you're in the service industry. We
Wow.
we pay attention to our clients. Um, if a client has high energy, we have high energy. If a client's um, trepidatious, taking it slowly, we step back and respect that and take it slowly with them. And we have found that that style modem is very successful. It's not about you and you throwing up all your experience on a client, at least in our world, which is mostly high-end clients. They are very, very successful at what they do. They really, you have layers. They're talking to you because of your experience and referral network from another high-end friend of theirs that may have worked with me. But you really got to pick up on their energy. It's not about you. You're in the service industry. It's about them and what pace they want. And, you got to wear so many hats. You just have to know so much when you're selling a big view piece of land. And our pieces of land out here are 10 to $28 million in some cases. You better know that what they're looking at today won't change in the future, or how in that vast view corridor, what could pop up in that view corridor that could change their mind. Maybe they don't want that lot because you know of another lot where the view corridor will not change because it's straight into wilderness or national forest, or because the last thing you want to do is sell a pristine view and have it developed with 100 homes the next summer. So that's all your credibility right there. So knowing your niche area and then those goings ons around it is so important to the credibility of you and getting that referral network coming in more strongly.
Wow. 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 A lot
Sometimes you
of
got
good.
to tell a client, from everything you're telling me, this home that you're falling in love with is not going to work for you because of these outside influences that are directly on your view shed or on the drive up to it that may change how they experience the home. And by you sharing that, they earn your trust. You can't tell someone to trust you, but you can show them how they can trust you by your actions and your knowledge base.
Wow. Good stuff, Martha. Thank you so much. Anytime, whenever you are in Los Angeles, please let me know. We wanna host you here. Well, thank you.
I
Well, man,
would love it. Yeah.
we can do some
Oh,
luxury session and stuff. Man, I admire you before for doing the 500 half $500 million, half a billion in 1 year, you and your son. Now that I know you're doing it consistently for the last 12 years, you just 10x my admiration of you. Wow,
I'm
you
exhausted.
truly are a legend.
I'm exhausted.
Oh
But
wow.
it's the clients that give you that high, right? We all know that feeling. It's so much fun. And I'm this year we'll come off significantly because we're launching a family legacy project that took us 11 years to entitle. And we're just releasing that now. So that's really exciting. And we're just pumping the brakes a little bit and going a different direction and really leaning into Aperture Global and, looking at some growth with them, both international and national. And so kind of reinventing ourselves. And that's what's so fun. You can't
Yeah.
keep that pace without burning out. So, we've slowed down, but we're putting more irons in the fire to ramp up quite a bit more so in the next 2 to 3 years we're looking at.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. Maybe I think my last question has been last question 3 questions ago. But so it sounds like there's a lot of things going on between you and Aperture, and it sounds like you're about to something global, international, and stuff. So anything else you want to share, Martha, before we wrap up our session here today? I don't want to, because I know I told you I told Martha Johnson that I need you here for 30 minutes, but I think we already passed our time here. But anything you want to share before we wrap up our session here today? If any secret deals that's not too secret that you're working on behind the scenes
Oh,
that you can share before we end our session here today, that would be awesome. Again, I know we lost our video. We get a couple of messages here. We lost our video, but the audio sounds good, and you have
okay.
such a great story, so we're keeping going.
Hey, just there's nonstop flights between LA and Big Sky. It's Bozeman is the airport. And listen, we'll take good care of your clients and communicate with you the whole way through, and we will send you our clients. I love that. I'm a big fan of referrals of people I respect and know that my clients will be um, in a professional and nurturing environment and their best interests are being looked out for. But come visit us in Big Sky. We've got a
Awesome.
fun summer with some rodeos going on and, maybe a mastermind, I think. So with
That
Aperture
will be
Global.
so
So,
fun. That will be so fun. Once again, Martha Johnson, thank you so much for your time. It's always fun. We learn so much from you. Thank you for the relationship. Thank you for the partnership. Looking forward for a lot of good stuff here we have with LPTA. Make it a great day, everybody. Go surf big.